What's up guys, it's Jake, and today we're going to be taking a look at our left hand technique, or rather our fretting hand technique. We're going to make sure that A, we're playing in a healthy way that is making sure that we don't run into any future injuries, and B, in a way that is super efficient so that we can execute and do anything we want on the guitar. Alright, let's jump in and take a look. Okay, so the first thing we need to take a look at is how we're holding the guitar when it's in our lap. So the way that I set this up is the first thing I want to do is make sure that my body is square. And what I mean by that is making sure that we are sitting upright and then we're not slouching over. Slouching over is not healthy, it's not good for your back, and it's definitely not going to be good for your hands while you're playing the guitar. The next thing that you're going to want to do is position the guitar in the correct way in our lap. Alright, so first thing I want to make sure is both of my feet are flat against the floor, and that maybe if I need to, my right leg, or rather the leg that my guitar is actually sitting on, is slightly raised. But what we don't want to do is have our legs kind of sloped downwards, because that's going to cause issues for our guitar. So right now my right leg is in a position where my guitar is comfortably sat on it and it's not slipping away. The first thing we're going to want to do is take our thumb, and on the edge of the fretboard, right, I'm putting it right on the edge here, right on the edge of the binding. And if you don't have binding, right at the edge of your fretboard markers. See that right there? And I'm going to slide my thumb up to the 12th fret. So now my thumb is sitting at the 12th fret. What I'm going to do is hang my hand down comfortably. So the edge of my thumb is at that marker, and I'm hanging my hand down comfortably. But what I want you to pay attention to is, where is your elbow? All right, so your elbow wants to be just in front of your hip. All right, so if I was sitting here with my hands crossed in my lap, completely relaxed, your elbow kind of naturally falls just slightly ahead of where your hip is, right? But what can happen is if my guitar is flat against my body and I bring my thumb up to the 12th fret and hang it down like we did before, you may find that your elbow juts out backwards. This is something we don't want. So the way that we can correct this is by pushing the guitar away from us, like this, right? I'm pushing it away until my elbow is comfortable and in a position where, you know, it's just hanging freely, all right? So what you'll notice is when I'm sitting facing you, my guitar is pointing just off in this direction, all right? It's not flat against me, it's actually pushed away from me. So when I turn to my side, you'll see my entire guitar. All right, I see a lot of this, and what ends up happening with this is by the time you're in the 12th fret, you're so closed in, you're not allowing your body to be open. It's not healthy. So we have our guitar pushed away, we've got our thumb around the 12th fret right up to the edge of the dot, and our arms are just hanging freely, nice and comfortable, all right? This is where we want to have our guitar. You'll notice that this arm just gets to hang out comfortably as well, because my guitar is in the correct position for my body. Now, the next thing is we want to bring our fingers up to the fretboard. All right. This is the optimal playing position. Now you'll notice when we look back here, my wrist is dead straight, right? There's none of this and none of this. Those are two things that you want to make sure that you are always avoiding when you are playing the guitar. You never want to have a bent wrist. Now, perhaps at times you may find a slight bend. That's okay, but what we're talking about is a serious amount of bend. Now, if you do both of the steps we talked about before this point correctly, you shouldn't wind up with a bent wrist. And we'll find ourselves here very comfortably, and we have all this room to work in up here because we've opened ourselves up, right? We pulled that guitar out, so we're open. And also down here, we are finding that we have a straight wrist as well. So all in all, my left hand, my fretting hand, right, the thumb is right at the edge of the dot. We bring it up to the 12th fret. We push the guitar away from us, let our hand hang down so that our elbow is naturally falling where it wants to fall. We're not trying to keep our arm too forward or too backwards. And we are bringing our hand up and making sure that we have a straight wrist, all right? With all of these things together, this is the most efficient left hand, or rather fretting hand technique that I think you can have. Okay, so that just about concludes this video on our left hand technique, or rather our fretting hand technique, making sure that we are playing in a healthy way and also in a way that is the most efficient. If you like this video, I actually have a free 10-chapter lick lesson course in the description below, and I also teach private online lessons. If you are one of my students, how's it going? Thank you very much. I hope to see you all very soon.